Behind me we've got two almost identical Hyundai i30Ns. Now the one over this way you'll notice is slightly different. This is the newly released FASTBACK N. Now to tell us the differences between them, aside from the obvious, we're going to go and talk to Geoff Fear from N Performance. G'day Geoff.
Good to see you again.
How you going?
Good, having a ball. All right, quite subtle differences on the inside. On the outside, as you can obviously see, we've got the sloping roofline on the rear comes down. So aesthetically, you've got the dip down to a lip spoiler on the FASTBACK. Longer rear quarter glass, again exaggerating the line of the car through here. Down through the rest on the side skirts all the same. Inside the car, there's where the minor trims. All through the stitching, instead of being in the blue, we've gone to the red stitching through here, red stitching through the steering wheel, and the control buttons on the steering wheel, rather than the performance blue, they've gone to the black. Red highlights around the air conditioning vents as well. Electronically, in the dash, when you go to your setup, in driver assistance, we have forward collision avoidance, which now you can select and deselect as well. So we never had that before, so when you're on the racetrack, if you're worried about coming up close, or on a track day coming up close behind someone and AEB stepping in, we can turn it off so AEB is not going to trip accidentally on a track day or when you're having an adventurous mountain drive. So then through the rest, all the settings, everything's the same as what we had. Stitching again down through the gear shifter, down through the carpet mats again, we'll go to the red stitching rather than the blue. So just minor little changes through the inside, nothing major. On the rear of the car, naturally you're going to have different tail lights. But what a big highlight change is from the triangular emergency light for when you're on the ABS, it'll flash, and also for your fog light, it's down the bottom with a different, more aggressive rear diffuser. So they're the bulk main changes. Inside the car, you have around the same height and a little bit deeper. Again, because we've got the FASTBACK, it gives you a little bit more trunk space.
All right, one thing people might ask is interior space difference. Now, the front people have exactly the same amount of room. I'm about 6 foot tall, so quite a lot of room in the front here. Now, people in the back though, slight decrease in headroom, same amount of leg room, but you'll notice here, it's fairly close to the top. So the rear seats in this would probably be more suited to children or small adults, as opposed to the hatchback. If we have a quick look at that one, so the legroom is exactly the same, but if you look here, it's a fair bit of room above me. So that's the main difference for the people in the back.
So the footprint on the road's the same, but what we have is a fair bit more overhang on the rear. So because we haven't actually done a media release on this, I won't say the dynamic feel on the road, but they do feel different to drive. So the base underneath, all the components from the hatchback will swap across to this, but when you're driving back to back, it's a different drive. So keep in touch, you'll have a drive real soon, and you'll be able to tell everyone what your impression is. Weight, it's approximately 15 kilos, in the same spec, about 15 kilos heavier, so it's give or take the same weight. It's not enough to cause any upset or any major changes. Another small aesthetic one is all the Hyundai range is going to this oval shape now, and it's pure and simply in a diesel model car. In Europe, meet Euro 6 or Euro 6C emissions, they have AdBlue on the diesels. So this has the provision or space in there for an extra filler cap for the AdBlue. As far as performance, the same power, same drive. It's got a revamped suspension system. So the shocks have been, again, tuned in Australia, finished the tune in Germany on the ring, tested there. So we've got a new suspension system, slightly different in the front sway bar size, and all four dampers and the electronic control, and the controller's in the back quarter, anyone that ever wanted to know. That's a different tune as well. Exhaust system, same system. We don't have the GPF that they have in Europe, so we've had a lot of talk on the social media and on forums about doesn't crackle and pop as it used to. The Australian model, identical. It is a different tone from inside the car, and that's because the shape of the body changes the tone in the car, but it is the same crackle and pop. This actually does a bit better burble through the gears. So when you come back the gears in Sport or in N, it burbles a lot deeper, and it's actually a really nice tone. The rest of the system actually bolts from car to car, same. The only difference is in the muffler, the tips are a little bit further because you've got a longer rear, so they've got a longer tip extension, that's it. Different models, we have the same as what we had before. So we have the base model, then we come up to the luxury, so the base with the cloth seats, luxury model with the leather suede, the heated seats, heated steering wheel, then we can go the panoramic. The panoramic roof on this doesn't extend as open quite as far as the hatchback, and it's all because of roof length. So because this has got a shorter roof, more tail, the glass can't come back as far with the antenna, so it's actually a slightly shorter panoramic, but it's still got the panoramic. As far as performance, it still has the 275 horsepower, still has 378 newton meters of torque in the overboost function. The peak power, the peak torque, the curve is all the same, the engine tune's the same. Another slight change is actually in the electronic sound generator. We've got a new system in the FASTBACK. It's an updated version. It's a different sound that it's generating. To me, I find it's a bit more natural to the feel of the car and tone of the car. As far as the brakes, we still have 345mm by 30mm disc, single piston, sliding caliper, so the same brakes as what the earlier model had, the hatchback model. And we still have the same custom adjustability or tunability on the car, so we can still select in custom N mode which spec of engine do we want from the 3 settings. Rev matching, still have all the same options. ELSD, exhaust, suspension, steering and stability. So we can still turn off stability and have our left foot braking with the brake override turned off as well.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much for that, Geoff.
Mark, my pleasure.
I'll see you next week when we go take them out for a drive.
Looking forward to it.
All right, guys, let us know in the comments which one you prefer to drive. As far as personal preference, which one is it? The FASTBACK or the hatch?